I was gonna cook a big old meal today. It ain't gonna happen. I made some pinto beans and the day just went so badly. I lost footage. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. But you're still at Pop's Place because I promised you a water pie. Yes, and I'm gonna make a water pie. Yes, a depression dish that will surprise you. It takes a few hours to actually come together, but once it does, you're gonna see it's really amazing. It was basically something that was designed back in the time when people had so little of everything, just a little of this, a little of that, and they learned to make do. And that's what I think I love about this recipe the most. It makes a really neat pie, sets up really good. Thank you for dropping by Pop's Place. We hope that you'll like, subscribe, let your friends know, share it with the world, because that's what this is all about, building community and making people just connect with one another on a level that really, I think, surpasses age or geography or anything. The fact that we all want to do good things for those that we care about, and that's what this is about. Cooking good food, making people happy, taking care of those that we love. So thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. We'll come back and I'll show you some ingredients. We'll get right to it. All right, kids, you're gonna have to trust me. I put together my pie shell, still had some pie dough made up, so I rolled that out and we crimped the edges. Everything looks really good. What goes in the water pie? Well, we have flour, we have sugar, we have vanilla, of course we have water, and we have butter. And believe it or not, in these magical proportions, we will have a delicious pie that will be good to eat, good to share, and we'll slice them up and give it a taste in just a little while. Okay, so here we are. Now the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take a cup of granulated sugar, toss it in this bowl. All right, the next ingredient, 4 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to be pretty precise with that one. I'm going to scrape it off. Can you see me? I hope so. Dump. That's 1 tablespoon of flour. Yes. 2 tablespoons of flour. 3 tablespoons of flour. And finally, 4 tablespoons of flour. And how do you beat that? Okay, so with a whisk, I'm going to whisk the dry ingredients together. Pretty simplexio. What do you think about that, huh? So tell me, have you ever heard of water pie? If you've heard of water pie before, leave me a comment and let me know. Or if you've ever tried it, I'd like to know that too. My grandparents were children of the Depression, and so there's a lot of these recipes that still circulate around my family. My grandparents are gone, but I grew up with a mom who was born in the 40s, a dad who was born in the 40s, and so a lot of these things were still a part of their lives. All right, so now what do you do with a water pie? First thing is we need 1.5 cups of water. I've pre-measured this into a glass. And literally, you pour the water into your pie shell. Now, you ready? We're not going to stir this. We're not going to mix this. But I'm going to take these dry ingredients, and I'm going to sprinkle them over this water. You see that? Beautiful. You'll have to excuse the noise in the other room. There's other people who live here, and they are having little conversations while I'm trying to video. But that's okay, because we live in this place, you know what I mean? I am just equally sprinkling this content over the water. And again, this is granulated sugar and 4 tablespoons of flour. It's a beautiful thing. So now what we're going to do, once we have adequately sprinkled this over the pie, the water, we have our oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to throw this into that 400-degree oven for 1/2 hour. Hold on, we're not done yet, so I'm kind of telling you where we're going. That little bit, I just want to make sure it gets sprinkled nice and evenly. All right, little bit. Let that go. My dog's in here thinking he's going to get something he ain't. Don't stir it. You're going to be tempted to stir it. Do not stir it. The next thing we're going to do is 2 teaspoons of vanilla that I'm going to drizzle around on this pie, just like so. You don't have to stir it. You don't have to do anything with it. And then finally, I'm going to drop 5 tablespoons of butter into this pie. Y'all are like, this, there is no way this is going to be a pie. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, my oven has not yet reached the 400-degree temperature, but as soon as it does, I'm going to slip it in the oven for half an hour. Then I'm going to lower that temperature to 375, and I'm going to cook it for another half an hour. And it will come out, still be a little watery. We're going to let it cool. We'll put it into the refrigerator, and that's when the magic happens. It will set up, and sometime this evening we'll come back together, and I will cut you a slice of the water pie, and we'll give it a try. Looking forward to seeing it. Okay, the water pie is out of the oven. Now, if you notice, I'm jiggling it, and it's still very, very watery and loose. As it cools, it's going to solidify some, and then I'll slip it in the fridge for a little while, and we will have something that we can actually eat. It's definitely a unique dish, so we'll see how it turns out. Well, y'all know me, and you know that I'm not going to wait for something to cool before I poke it in my pie hole. So, I'm eating pie, and I called it a pie hole. Okay, water pie. Okay, y'all. Every time, it's like a happy little surprise because it is like this creamy vanilla delightfulness that is so good and so buttery and so sweet and so nice. So I'm telling you, right here. Yes, and that crust is amazing if I did make it myself. So you know what to do. You got to try this because it really, even if you use a store-bought crust, that's easy. Easy. Would I really sit here and eat a whole piece of pie while you watch? I might, but I probably won't. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm going to go and finish this pie. Not just a piece, probably a whole like pie, because it's really good. So anyway, I will talk to you later. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and we will see you soon.